order the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting on February 26, 2024. I am Commissioner Olszewski. To my left is Commissioner Benvenuti, with Township Manager Matt Camlin, Pat Stasio, Head of Parks and Rec, and Solicitor Sean Kilkenny. All right, any presentations or announcements?
There are none.
All right, so the first item will be the approval of the minutes from the January Parks and Rec meeting. Anthony, anything to add or?
No.
Either from?
Make a motion to approve, sir.
Yep. Any other commissioner comments? Public comments? All right. Moving on to the acceptance and approval of the following monthly reports. First is the Parks and Rec report. Pat?
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate it. Before you is the January 2024 Parks and Recreation monthly report. I'm going to highlight a couple of items, and then if you have any questions, I'll be happy to respond to them. On the administration side, we submitted for some reimbursements for some grants, DCNR, and also NIFWIF. We've received the NIFWIF grant. It was a little less than $300,000, the reimbursement request, and I applied for $200,000 reimbursement from DCNR. The NIFWIF grant, this is all for Farmstead environmental project. The NIFWIF grant will still owe us about $38,000 once the project is complete. DCNR will owe us about another $133,000 once the project is complete. So we're allowed to request certain percentages as the project is ongoing. We've done that. So that is moving forward. We did receive, or we did also request the $200,000 reimbursement for the purchase of Woodlawn School, the old Woodlawn School. That was another DCNR grant. That has all been submitted. I don't think we've received them as yet. Okay. We continue to work on the carriage house out at Farmstead Park. General contractor and subcontractors are out there working. Kate and I visit that site regularly, along with our architects as well. The project had some delays due to weather and some materials. We expect that a majority of that project will be done by mid-March. We'll have to wait about 30 or 40 days till the weather's conducive to do some masonry work. Spring Township newsletter is complete. It is being printed and it should be mailed out within the next 2 weeks. So I ask everyone up Moreland, please look for it in your mailbox. On the recreation side, we are bringing back our pickleball tournament. Last year was our first pickleball tournament ever. We had several hundred people participate. This year will be April 12th to the 14th at Masonsville Park. The information is on our website, uppermorelandrec.com, if you're interested in participating. I know summer is a little ways off for our supervised playground program, but Kate and Jen have been working diligently on preparing the summer schedules for all of our summer camp programs. Those registrations for summer camp start 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today at 9 in the morning. That program houses about 350 kids, plus or minus, 320 kids, I'm sorry. And it will fill up probably within the first 15 minutes. So if you want to get in that program, get online 2 weeks from today at 9 in the morning. And we offered a polar pants in February, even though this is our January report, but it sold out. We had 150 kids, and I'll give you an update on that next month. On the maintenance division, crews were performing a lot of snow plowing events during January. We do the township municipal complex here. We also do the firehouses. We do municipal parking lots, and then all of the sidewalks that are owned by Moreland Township. Our crews are out there taking care of that. We had some issues with water running off of the hill at Woodlawn Park. So we made some remediations there. A neighbor had some complaints, and we worked with the neighbor to ensure that that's working. And we did remove the roller hockey rink at Veterans Memorial Park. That work is completed. We're adding topsoil and seed and matting so that it'll hold in place. And then we'll, instead of having a roller hockey rink, we'll have a nice open grass area. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
No questions, just a comment. I think it's great that we have, summer programs, affordable summer programs for the kids in our township. Is it open to just kids in the township, or is it?
The supervised playground program is open to just Upper Moreland residents.
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha. Awesome. Anthony, anything?
No questions.
Okay.
All good.
All right, any other commissioner comments or public comments? All right, we'll move on to the library board and trustees report.
Hi, good evening. I'm Maureen Wennick, Ward 4. I've been a trustee for almost 4 years, and I'm serving as president currently. Thank you, everyone. I see many of you have your social media platforms, and you have our library happenings for March already posted, and if you can make sure that that does to get to your constituents, we appreciate it. There's a lot of activity going on at the library, and this is really a great snapshot for what's happening each month. So thank you so much. The library is actually celebrating our 10th year as a registered family place library. A family place library, it's a place where we help parents of young children access the resources they need to grow strong, healthy kids that are ready for school. So the library supports families through workshops, connecting parents with community resources and experts, and providing a gathering space at the library for parents and kids to learn and play together. So I actually brought my grandson to one of our programs where we had a guest speaker from Giant come and talk about nutrition, and it had the opportunity for the kids to play. And so it was a great opportunity for people to learn something new while the children had a chance to play and our community had a chance to interact with one another. There is more information on our website if you're interested in learning more about what a family place is, and it is a national program that we're a part of. We have our library challenge for the grades 3 to 8 is starting on Friday, March 1st. It is called I Did a Read, and it's a play off of the Iditarod, and which is a 1,000-mile dog sled. Is a dog sled race, and we are asking the children to complete the challenge, and they have to read 1 minute for every mile. This is happening between March 1st and April 12th. And so the reading is only about a little less than half an hour a day for them to complete the challenge. So everyone who registers gets a reading buddy pup, and all the students who cross the finish line, they get entered into a raffle for a cuddly stuffed sled dog. So you can sign up at the library to do that. Finally, I just want to report something for 2023. We had over 36,600 in-person visits to the library and more than 90,000 visits to the library website. And I think it's really important for us to realize the impact of the library for the community. I know earlier we had talked about the tax bills had come out, and when I looked at what my portion of the library would be, it's probably what it would cost for me to buy 4 books maybe over the course of a year. And so if you think about how many books that you can get for the cost of what your taxes are paying for the library, it's a pretty good deal that we have here in Upper Moreland. Yeah. So again, we're just really proud to be a resource for the community, and I just wanted to share that information. So that is it. Thank you again for all of your support for the library, and do you have any questions?
And not to mention, you can get books, video games, I think some home appliances or
board games. Yeah. You could rent
Puzzles.
a Dremel, a sewing machine.
Yeah.
You could check out all these great items. So yeah, we are a wonderful resource for this community.
I also wanted to, I don't know if we've formally thanked the library for partnering with us on the tutoring program.
Yes.
I don't know if we had a very successful tutoring program last year, getting ready to gear up again this year. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate you guys accommodating them. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're really proud to be here. Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, any commissioner comments? Public comments? All right, next on to old business, the Mill Creek Park Pico lines.
Thank you, Commissioner. The agenda item summary has changed since it was created last week a little bit, but along Mill Road and Bonnet Lane at Mill Creek Park, there are some utility poles, and the wires run directly through Mill Creek Park from Mill Road to Bonnet Lane to over behind, I believe it's St. Dunstan's. This is behind the In-N-Out on York Road. One of the concerns the township had was that we have low-hanging utility lines in our parks. And years ago, we started working with PICO to see what we could do about that. Our Bonnet Lane Park Master Plan includes widening Mill Road, which is not owned by the township, and also removing sections of Bonnet Lane. We told the folks in the neighborhood that we would not remove Bonnet Lane sections until we widen Mill Road. because it creates some traffic jams and backups. That's the introductory to this. So we applied, yes.
Sorry, Pat, who is Mill Road owned by?
I think Mill Road is a state road.
State
I
Road.
believe it's a state road. If it's not state, it's county. Last year, we applied for a grant well in excess of $1 million to begin this project, knowing fully that we would have to speak with PennDOT and others about the road. We were not awarded the million, but we were awarded $250,000. So we revised our scope and resubmitted, and they accepted our submission. The resubmission is to remove all of the wires that traverse Mill Road Park, from Mill Road all the way across Bonnet Lane. They're right near our basketball courts there, if you're familiar with that area. Pico met out there with Dave Elsier. I was on vacation that week and came up with a plan which is in front of you. Our traffic engineers have reviewed it. The initial concept was to bury the lines, but Pico would prefer to not bury them and to move them to right behind the in and out. There's an alleyway right there, which would be outside of our park or right on the border of the park. So they submitted this plan and it's here for your review. I asked Pico what the cost of that would be. They have not given it back to us, but the traffic engineer and the Pico reps did not feel it would be over $250,000 at all. So what I want to do is just bring this to your attention, answer any questions you might have. Once I get the final number from Pico, and if there's any Verizon lines or Comcast lines or anybody else, we can get this package before you. Again, this will be a no cost to the township. We expect. If it comes in significantly higher, then we may want to reconsider our position. But that was what the purpose of this was for.
I have a question. So would it cost too much to bury the lines underground?
I think after talking with the traffic engineer, we don't necessarily want the lines under our fields in case whatever we're going to do in the future.
Okay.
So if we want to install a soccer field here, that would include a lot of earth movement.
All right.
And it seemed like the prudent thing at this time not to bury the lines.
Okay.
And what's the alternative to burying the lines?
They're going to move them. If you look at the diagram, the gray square in the middle is the basketball courts. So the blue line to the left of the basketball courts will move over to the blue line to the right of the basketball courts, which is directly behind the shopping center. So they're just essentially moving them about 60, 70 yards. Then our whole park will have a clear aerial. There'll be nothing overhead. Again, if it's no cost to the township and Pico will perform this work and the grant will pay for the work, I think this is something we certainly want to act on. I requested those numbers 2 weeks ago. I have not received them as yet. So I don't think there's any action or anything that needs to be done. Just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. All right. Any other commissioner comments? Public comments? All right. Moving on to new business. The Department of Community and Economic Development grant application for Woodlawn Park.
Thank you, Commissioner. Last year, we applied for some grants for Woodlawn Park for the development of the park after the township completed its master plan, which was a direct result of community input, that plan. We did receive the Land and Water Conservation grant for $1.25 million. We're still waiting on the contracts for that. However, we applied for $200,000 from Department of Community and Economic Development. We did not receive that grant. I'd like to reapply. In fact, tomorrow afternoon, I have a phone call with DCED to discuss what areas where our grant could use some boosting. So I fully expect after that discussion tomorrow and all the great information that we have for this project that we will apply and be awarded. So I need approval to apply. Approval also means we need a resolution. So I'm going to ask the board to move forward with this. The alternative would be we don't seek $200,000. We already have the matching funds in hand. So there will be no additional cost to Upper Moreland Township.
All right. So when, okay, so we got denied in 2023?
Yeah, I think that the denials came out, well, the awards came out in, I want to say November or December. We were not on that.
Okay, they don't give reasoning, or it's just...
You have to call them and ask them.
Gotcha. Okay. Cheryl?
just thank you, Pat, for continuing to apply for grants for that project.
Absolutely.
Big help.
We need it, yes. I would also, as you consider, if you're going to move this forward, last month, the board approved going after a Monco grant for Woodlawn Park as well. That will also require a resolution. So if we move this forward, I would ask the solicitor to prepare 2 resolutions, one for the Monco grant, and I can send over the amount for that, and then this one would be for $200,000. I think the Monco is going to be around $225,000. We should, just additional information, both of those we should find out either this summer or this fall if they move forward. My intention, and we're going to discuss this at a future meeting here in the next month or two, is to bid the project this year, Woodlawn Park Master Plan, at some point late fall, and I want to award it, and I would like that the project starts next spring and concludes next fall. That's my goal.
All right, so, Anthony, I'm okay moving this forward? You?
Yeah, let's move forward.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, any commissioner comments? Public comments? Okay, all right, on to, we have a few retirement announcements from the Parks and Recs Department.
Yes, both happy and sad announcements. Karen O'Brien is leaving our department, and I believe the manager sent an email out, as did I. Karen started with us over 20 years ago and has moved around in the township in the last several years, has been back with Parks and Recreation, and has been a great asset to our department. She is retiring on March 8th. And Jim Murphy, who's our parks foreman, came to us, I want to say 2008. Outstanding employee, really changed the culture of the maintenance division. Jim will be missed. We did fill his shoes from within. Joe Riley is going to take over. Jim is retiring on March 14th, so we wish them both well.
All right, thank you, Pat. Okay, with that, any visitor comments? Any final commissioner comments? All right, we are adjourned.